Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. You're here on the one-on-one with DjTmoS. And we are here with special guest, Shnaste. And let's just say he's a regular guest on the show. And today we are going to be talking about all kinds of things. We're going to be talking about Mr. Bill Cosby. We're going to talk about feminism. We're going to talk about Snow the product. We're going to talk about a bunch of shit. We're talking about media sensationalism. We're going to cover all bases. Hopefully you enjoy the show. And follow along, subscribe, leave your comments. Alright, well let's get right to it. How's your day going today, Shnaste?
Oh man, you know, I'm still resting up from this trip to LA, and everything's going pretty good though. Can't complain. It's summertime.
Well, as you can hear in the background, ladies and gentlemen, there are some people beating on my roof. They're changing the roof out, and some of these sounds do not sound like people that are actually working.
They can't possibly be actual work productive sounds.
Exactly.
I mean, earlier it was like, you know, the regular hammering.
Pop, 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 you know, the gun thing.
Okay. We don't know what this is. This is like drumming. It's like...
What is that?
High school drumming on the desk. Yeah, that you can't do that with a hammer. First of all, you need like a pair of drumsticks or a fist. It's just like, it doesn't make any sense.
It's like gigantic woodpeckers hitting our shit. So right now, my friend B-Mac is calling me up. I don't want to give out his phone number, but I don't know. He's too late. So anyways,
he's too late to make it to the show, huh? Unless he's outside right now.
Yeah. So let's get right to it. Let's talk about this Bill Cosby situation. Over the last X amount of months, it's been this huge story about him supposedly raping women.
Yeah.
And this deposition just came out where he admits to giving quaaludes to women.
More specifically, he admits to getting quaaludes from his doctor to give to women.
Yeah.
And it was released in the deposition that the doctor may have... It was Cosby's understanding that the doctor knew what he was doing.
Ah.
But he didn't... Let's make this very clear. The doctor did not think that Bill Cosby was drugging women to rape them. He did not think he was giving them to anyone without their consent. And Cosby also has never said that he gave the drugs to any woman without their consent. Okay.
Consent.
And that's the whole argument of this whole thing. You know, women are coming out. How many years later? You know, 20-something years
20
later.
years later. The guy probably hasn't had an erection in 15 years.
They're coming out way later talking about they were raped. What? He admits paying the women that he had sex with to keep their mouths shut to protect his marriage.
A lot of celebrities do that.
A lot of celebrities do that. See, that should have been the end of it right there. Once you accept money for whatever happened in the bedroom to keep your mouth shut so some guy's wife doesn't find out, that's the end of it.
Yep.
You were not raped. You were handed cash for an event that took place in which you willingly took a drug.
Yes.
Now, whether you took it properly or not, who knows? But guess what? That was a drug that was in at the time. That's why he chose that drug. Right now, if Bill Cosby was 21 years old, guess what drug he would be choosing? Molly.
Yep.
Coke. Ecstasy.
Yep.
He might get a bag of weed he'd have in his little sash. But it wouldn't be a rape kit. Okay?
Exactly.
Jokingly, we could call it that. But this isn't funny anymore. This man's reputation is on the line. So we can't joke about it anymore.
And you know what this is kind of like? This is kind of like if 10 years ago I was smoking weed or drinking with a chick, I said, hey, do you want to smoke weed with me? And she says, oh yeah, pass me the blunt. And we're smoking, we start feeling good, feeling ourselves, and we end up having sex. 10 years later, I'm a multi-millionaire, all of a sudden I raped you.
Yeah, all of a sudden it's rape. See, in this weird society we have of media sensationalism and feminism, we have this thing where at any time a woman wants to call rape, it could be rape. Yeah. No, you can change your mind any time after you've already consented to sex, any amount of time later, until you die. You can be like, you know, come to think of it, when I met my husband that I had this family with, I think you raped me, actually. Now that I think about it, you know. He totally raped me when I drank those 6 beers got in the back of his car with him, and willingly let him put his penis inside me, and told him to go harder and faster. I think I was raped.
Yeah.
Stupid. Okay, you're stupid. Shut up.
I mean, we're not saying anything against people who have actually been raped.
Actual rape is terrible. It's a terrible thing.
Horrible.
But guess what's pretty fucking bad? It might be worse or right next to it. People who claim they were raped and people who falsely accuse someone of rape. I think that's worse than someone who actually gets raped.
Exactly.
Actual rape is just one of those things that kind of happen in the world, and it's a terrible thing. But it's like murder. It's like being robbed. It's like being mauled by a fucking cougar in the forest. This shit happens, okay? You get used to it. You get over it. You protect yourself. You try to, try to protect yourself. Try to change society by punishing those who really did things. But that's why it's worse to make these false claims.
Exactly.
Because we're supposed to be out there stopping this. Yeah. Really stopping rape. It doesn't help when you're making these false claims.
In our great state of California, there is a law that states that if you have sex with a woman and she claimed that you raped her, if she had any amount of alcohol, whether or not she got a buzz or got drunk off of it,
and it doesn't matter if
automatic rape.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter if she grabbed your glass and pounded it. It doesn't matter if the bitch is an alcoholic by nature. It doesn't matter if you didn't have a drink or you didn't buy the alcohol, you didn't offer her the alcohol. In fact, if she shows up drunk at your house and says, "Hey baby, I want you to fuck me," and sucks your dick, and you fuck her, she could change her mind the next day.
Yeah.
Hey, what happened? Why is my throat full of cum? Oh, I guess, you know what? I don't like you today because, you criticized me.
You didn't make me breakfast this morning.
Yeah. I'm gonna file rape now. Or because you don't love me and I'm just a hoe,
Yeah.
Stupid shit.
Stupid shit. So, I mean, I feel for Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
I just wonder how these situations went.
Okay.
Like,
here's the thing. A lot of women are going to be jumping on this and viciously attacking this man like everyone in the media likes to do, just like Bill Clinton, because he cheated on his wife. Be real, people. This is what you're mad about.
Yeah.
This is what you're really attacking this man for, because of infidelity. But I'm sorry. Infidelity is not a reason to chastise someone in the media. Infidelity is not a reason to hate somebody. Everyone is an infidel. Everyone is cheating on their wives. Every wife's cheating on her husband damn near.
Fucking mammals.
We're not a monogamous species. Get over it. Stop holding people up to this perfect caliber and then just shaming them in the media just because they're celebrities doing what you do. Kobe.
What if we looked at
Tiger Woods?
What if we looked at all these wives that refuse to have sex with their husbands?
Yeah.
Then their husbands go out because of their animal instincts to go get some sex. They're horrible guys, though.
And let's keep it real. Yeah, people cheat even when they're getting laid at home. But
no, there's some horrible people who just cheat because they're bad people. But there's people who cheat because they need to fuck.
Yeah, and I mean that's a whole different. This could go so many ways. We could talk about that. We won't even get into it. But look, bottom line: somebody's bedroom sexual business with their wife is their business. Okay.
There you go.
Whether or not they cheated, whether or not they didn't, it doesn't fucking matter. It's their business, and it's not illegal. Yeah, she can press charges again. I mean, not press charges, but she can file for divorce if she wants to. You think she didn't know about that? You think they didn't already have this talk and work that out many years ago?
Yeah,
and that's why she's still married to him? Get out of their business, people. Come on.
Look at Will Smith and his wife. She already said, hey, I'm not going to stop him from doing whatever. I still love him. We have a great relationship. Boom.
Yeah. And this thing, this is a classic situation. You get a guy who has money, you get a guy who has power, you get a really supportive wife. That's just not enough to stop from fucking these young hoes. And those wives know that. It's almost okay. They almost let them go out and do it.
Men with money and power, this is what comes with it.
Yeah.
Point blank.
You get your mistresses, you get your harem, you get your flock, And who can resist that? You know what I mean? Especially when you're not doing your wife at home. She's not even interested.
Yeah.
You could almost go, hey, babe, I'm going to go F the mistress now. And she'd be like,
yeah.
You're better her than me.
You're on the road doing comedy shows. You're never home. Like, what the fuck? What do you think's going to happen?
Yeah.
Because he's just going to turn down all this pussy while he's traveling the world?
And so we look back and, you can't hold any of this against this man. There's nothing to hold against him. First of all, he hasn't been legally charged with anything. He hasn't been criminally charged with anything.
True.
It's just a bunch of people getting money, getting money to appear on talk shows.
Yep.
When they stop getting paid to make appearances and cry about Cosby having sex with him, and to this day they don't get anything out of it, so now we're whining and crying rape.
Yep.
When they stop getting paid to tell that story, you'll stop seeing them.
Exactly.
Okay? Bottom line,
very,
you will not
very
see
true.
them when there's no money on the line. If Cosby was broke, you would not see them. And who knows, there may be some media conspiracy to try to destroy him at this moment, or at this time, you know? That's a whole nother thing. Never let a black man die famous with cash, you know?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
They'll take him down.
Definitely true. You're not leaving this world with any money to leave.
No, we're not going to let you go out of here without slandering your name all over the place. But I bet you Mr. Rogers dies without any, you know, prostitute scandal coming up. And if you think Mr. Rogers didn't have prostitutes, you're stupid. Of course he did. Of course he did. I don't got to see a deposition for that.
I don't know about that one.
He could have diddled some kids. We don't know. But guess what? We're not going to find out when he dies. We're not going to find out.
He already died already.
Oh, did he?
He died in 2002. Actually, it's funny you mentioned that because I just watched a documentary about him and found out all kinds of crazy, amazing things about him.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
He definitely wasn't doing any of that.
Oh.
Not Mr. Rogers.
Really?
No.
Wow.
Not Mr.
Whatever.
Rogers. But if you said anybody else, I'd believe it.
Really?
But definitely not Mr. Rogers.
Fuck that documentary. This is just proof of what I'm talking about. They released a white documentary to make a white man look good. And then, while the black man's still alive, they're like, he raped some bitches. It's like, no, he didn't. He handled his business very methodically. Think about how smart that was. Yeah. What's in at the time? What did the girls like to do? Oh, they like to do the Quaaludes. Give me some of those, doctor. You know what I got to get my thing on. And the doctor's like, you know, would you like some Viagra so you can have sex with your wife, Mr. Cosby?
That wasn't even out yet.
Yeah, that wasn't even out yet. And then it's like, you know, give me some. Actually, let's make this point too. Quaaludes was specifically a known aphrodisiac. Not just a party drug, not just any old drug. It's a fucking aphrodisiac.
Yep, and
Bitch, you're taking a sex drug from a celebrity and you're alone with him and you don't know you're gonna have sex? Bullshit.
Bullshit.
I'm
not saying every bitch I ever smoked a blunt with was gonna let me fuck, but I'm telling you that I fucked a lot of girls that have smoked blunts with me or drank alcohol. Yeah. How many times have you seen on TV where the guy is trying to get the chick drunk to score?
Yeah.
How many
times? Happens all the time.
All the time. We live in a rape culture.
I had a post I did recently on Facebook. One of the things I mentioned, though, was that a lot of these women are seeking it. They're going after men who can get them drunk. They're going after men who can get them high. They're willingly trading sex for this high. There's a lot of doped up junkie bitches out there that are just potheads or alcoholics or coke heads or you know, etards, and they go out there and they seek the drugs. It's not even a date rape scenario of any kind. It's not manipulation, or it's not even hunting. Who's hunting who? She's hunting him for the drugs. She's trading sex for those drugs. She wants that high that night. She wants to party. Maybe she has some problems. Guess what? He's not a doctor. That's not his business. He's not her therapist. He's not there to solve her problems and figure out why she has daddy issues and she wants to get fucked up and fuck a comedian.
How many weed men and coke men have fucked all the bitches that they sell to?
Yeah, that too.
I mean, fuck.
Yeah, but these are just some party girls. They wanted to get high. They wanted to fuck a celebrity. Now, looking back on it, they think, you know, I was paid once to shut my mouth. Maybe he'll pay me again. See, that's where he fucked up. He should have never paid those bitches from the very beginning. He should have said, look, bitch, I'm fucking you. You gonna take this drug? Well, let's do it. If you say anything, you know, I think I'm just gonna deny it and make you look hella stupid. And you're gonna look like a hoe because you're sleeping with a married man. He should have said that shit instead of being like, here's some money to do the business. So basically, these are glamorized prostitutes.
Yeah.
They're prostitutes.
Yep.
They accepted money to hush their mouths while sleeping with a married celebrity.
Yep, and then they reneged
and they accepted
on it.
drugs.
They reneged on it once they were old and couldn't fuck anybody else and had no more money.
Yeah.
It was just like, you know,
if anything, they should be press charges against them for breaking an oral contract. Oral contract.
I was gonna go to the party and then we're gonna do the roofies or the drugs or the
I could just see him. He's like, you know, in his deposition, he reveals all this too. By the way, people, I you know, go look it up. Go look up the quotes from the deposition. He clearly says that he got it because it's what was in at the time. It's what the kids were doing at the time. It's what the young people were doing. Quaaludes. That was the in drug.
Yep, and then they outlawed it once they realized people were actually getting high off of it. All you had to do was stay awake an extra 10-15 minutes. All of a sudden, you were fucked up.
Yeah, Wolf of Wall Street. You can watch it there.
Yep.
So
it was a party drug. These bitches wanted to hang out with some celebrities. They wanted to get high. They had a great night of fucking. And then once the money ran dry, they were like, rape.
Yep. And even a quote from Obama here. It says, Obama defines rape when he's asked about Cosby. Quote unquote. If you give a woman, or a man for that matter, that's a horrable
that's
Obama
fucking
impression.
Bill Clinton.
Yeah, that was Bill Clinton. That's what I was thinking. How does Obama sound?
He's like, well, if you give a woman...
if you give a woman, or a man for that matter... Gosh, fuck,
you have to go,
Anyways, he does that. He does the thing. Without his or her knowledge, a drug, and then have sex with that person without consent, that's rape. Now see, without consent is the key word. Without consent. Yeah, Obama, without consent would be rape.
Yeah.
But guess what it is when the girl says, "You got any Quaaludes?" And
yes,
then you hand your open hand to her.
Ass.
Yeah, and she takes the Quaalude out of your hand and puts it in her mouth and drinks it. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're lying if they say that they didn't know the drug was they were taking. First of all, you don't put it in someone's drink. That's not how the fucking thing is took.
Exactly.
They drink it.
And they don't
drink
mention
it as a
that's
pill.
what he did.
Yeah.
He said he gave them Quaaludes.
It's so stupid. It's just twisted. It's twisted
like, oh,
information.
Well, did you give her weed to fuck her? Not exactly, but I knew we were going to fuck.
I did procure weed so that I could fuck her because she will demand it.
Yeah, and she wanted weed, and she likes to fuck.
Cheese for the mouse.
There you go. I mean, there's so many different things that us as men have to do to even convince some women to fuck. Some are just going to give up the pussy. But then there's some that you actually have to do things. And what he did was have party drugs, and have parties, and be a rich celebrity.
Unfortunately, that party drug is picking up a bad name as some kind of sleeping or, date rape type drug.
It was actually used as a sleeping medication.
Yeah.
The only thing was...
It could be.
Well, it was also it's designed for.
It's designed for, yeah.
But if you fought the sleepiness for X amount of time, you got a high from it.
Right, and that's why they were all doing it. And it was an aphrodisiac. It made them horny. Not just... It makes you kind of horny when you stay awake, too.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Who's to say that every woman even took the drug right? They hear about Quaaludes. Their friends doing Quaaludes. They want to do Quaaludes. Cosby's offering them Quaaludes. Okay, you accepted the offer. You're stupid. Already. Okay, so don't complain about what happens next. Yeah. You took the drug. You know it's an aphrodisiac. You know you're hanging out with this guy. You know you're going to fuck him anyway. Come on, get real. He didn't have to hand you that. Yep. But you're in a party situation. If you didn't want to do a party drug, you wouldn't do it. Yeah. And then you take it. Who's to say you didn't fight it off, though? You didn't fight it off correctly. You fell asleep. Now, that's a slippery slope. That's a sticky situation.
Who says he even fucked after that?
Yeah, who says that even happened? That's a whole different argument. We're arguing about something that didn't even happen. Where it hasn't even been accused of
sensationalism.
Happening.
It doesn't matter what the truth is.
Just blowing it up.
The lies are always going to get the most attention.
Yep, that's true.
The lies are what people want to hear. Hey, I got the truth. I got proof. Fuck the truth. We like the other shit. He was raping bitches and having rape orgies.
Right. People like to get riled up and get into these mob scenarios, mob justice, and all... just anything to get each other excited. They love to get the reaction. The news is the worst. The news is the gossip people. They're the ones riling everybody up with fear and anger. They want you to be angry at Cosby. They want he's the new enemy and throw stones at him and let's shame him and let's jail him and oh come on, shut up. The person that stands up and goes, shh, everybody be quiet. Let's be logical. Let's take this one step at a time. Think about things. That person gets hit with a rock.
Fuck that. Get the fuck out of here with the truth.
Yeah, we don't want to think. We don't want to think about shit.
We just want to hear the bad because that sounds better for us.
Yeah, they definitely do that. And then all the women are the worst. They're emotionally manipulated by all these stories. And the news knows that. Companies and news know how to emotionally manipulate women and their audience. I mean, as a whole, even men. But women are the worst. You can emotionally manipulate them real easily. You just go, oh, and I was raped. And it's like, ah. Why do you believe that? Why do you instantly believe that and go into feeling mode? Yep. Don't feel yet. Think. Think about it, then feel.
My whole life I felt like a sex object.
Yeah.
We need to strike back.
Yeah. Oh,
fucking
man.
feminists are fucking killing me. Everything's fucking
Everything's
rape.
rape.
Everything's rape. Everything is fucking harassment. You can't even say good morning to a woman.
Right.
And if she's not attracted to you back, it's harassment. If she's attracted to you, you can walk up to her and say, "Hey, let me lick your ass." Oh, he's so fucking cute.
Man, you know, and maybe back in the day, a lot of this stuff was out of control. You know, I could see that. You know, you shouldn't be someone's boss and walk up and be able to tap them on the titties. You know what I mean? Or slap them on the ass.
Yeah.
That's inappropriate, especially if that's not a wanted advance. It's not something you want, but you're putting up with it because you need a job and you're trying to feed your kids. Okay, we get all that. That's not what we're talking about.
Yeah.
But there's plenty of scenarios where it's perfectly fine to holler.
Yeah.
Holler at work, holler at school, holler out in public.
Mm.
This is man trying to get laid.
We're wired this way.
There's nothing wrong with that. You understand this, right, people? There's nothing wrong with heterosexuality. There's nothing wrong with male heterosexuals. See, I feel like in the news there's this attack on straight men. There's attacks on all type of different men we can get into, but let's just focus on one of the dynamics is cutting off the dick and balls of every man in America if he's not a homosexual.
Exactly.
Obvious, dude. Anybody, and I don't have anything against homosexuals. I have something against people who have something against heterosexuals. Okay? I want everybody to be happy. You know? I have gay friends. They walk around. They're fucking happy. It's great. They don't give a shit about gay marriage. Okay? That's a whole nother thing. There's different people that give a shit about that. Except for the ones that actually go out and get married. You know, good for them too.
Good for them.
It's all good. We have a gay friend that got married.
Yeah.
Alex.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, there's definitely they don't want men to walk around with hard dicks and muscles anymore. You know.
I think it might be population control, but that's getting in conspiracy.
Could be that.
theories. Not going to get into that.
Yeah,
but,
it could be that.
Somebody said something about how the marriage license game is about to basically double, and they're going to make a lot more money based on gay marriage.
Oh yeah.
And all that kind of stuff.
Well, we knew that a long time ago.
Insurance and all that, which is, you know, it's whatever. But.
If you think about it, a long time ago, comedians were saying, when this sounded like a joke, and it wasn't plausible, but now it is. They said, why not make gay marriage legal? We'll make money off of that. And make pot legal. We'll make money off of that. Well, guess what? Welcome. Welcome to the future. Those things have happened.
The future.
That's what's happening.
Yeah, man. So, yeah, feminism is out of control. I think they probably make more money on feminism than racism.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I think that,
Well, you know, that is actually the stronger, that's the stronger, what do I say, the barrier, okay? We all have racial barriers, right? Nobody's the same race. You could argue that a son and a daughter are not the same race as their mother.
Wow.
Technically, they're not. If the mom's black, the dad's white, what's the kids? They're not black or white. They're both. But guess what? Now they're a new race. They're not even the same race as their parents. Does that mean they should be racist against their own parents? This is stupid, people. Wake up.
Fucking
You're being
ridiculous.
played. You're being played against each other.
Meanwhile, while all this stuff is happening, we're
Yeah.
still dropping bombs in the Middle East.
Yeah, we're still dropping bombs over there. We got all this media sensationalism talking about, you know, everything from stupid rape definitions to,
Trump.
you know, Trump and Octomom porn and everything else.
Speaking of Octomom porn,
Oh, yeah.
she's doing porn now.
Yeah, what the hell is...
So,
Is her vagina even capable of being on camera at this point after eight children?
I was confused at what I was looking at for a moment. We did do a careful review.
Yeah, we did take a look at it.
Of the
actually.
video.
I gotta
from
admit,
beginning to end.
her vagina actually was pretty small. I think she had that reconstructive
Oh,
surgery.
her nose, her mouth, all that shit. Look
Yeah,
at
she's
her.
had all kinds of surgeries.
I mean, good for her, you know, but the movie was quite boring. There was no
Boring,
penetration. It was, you know, it was called Octomom Home Alone.
Home Alone, yeah,
It was
like we
just
need to
her.
see another woman masturbating.
Yeah, it was like a half an hour. I'm not into that kind of shit. I gotta see a bitch getting penetrated.
Yeah.
But
Hope she made some good money off of that, but
I hope
she's
so.
gonna have to do something else.
Howard Stern had her on the Simeon.
Yeah.
She enjoyed that. She made the weirdest fucking faces I've ever seen.
Oh, that was terrible. I would never. I thought, okay, when we were watching the Octomom video, I was like, huh, they fixed her vagina up pretty good. Maybe I would hit that. She got some big old nitties, you know. She looking not too bad.
Titties weren't on sag.
Yeah, but then when I saw her O face, it was like, oh no, there's no way.
Her O face.
Her O face was terrible. It was almost like she's never had an orgasm, and that Sibian was the first time she ever did.
She was like,
she
oh,
goes,
no.
oh no,
Oh no.
oh no.
That
What the fuck?
Yeah, that's some soft dick shit right there.
I would have to put a pillow over her face, and then they would accuse me of rape.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Did you put a pillow over her face? That was rape.
Fuck this.
Tell you who I wouldn't mind fucking though.
Who?
Snow the Product.
Ooh.
Man, I don't have celebrity crushes often, but she is one hot damie.
She's talented. She's good looking without being a whore.
Exactly.
She's got that cool chick vibe, you know.
She's like a real person.
Yeah, she's a real respectable person.
Not a souped up, painted up Barbie doll stripper character like Miley and Nikki. Nikki's the Black Miley.
Yeah.
Miley's the whore Barbie.
Yeah.
That's all you got now. Those are your role models, people. Why are you buying your daughter Nicki Minaj dolls and toys and music?
Yep.
Why are you letting them hear the ass on the radio?
You got things like Beyonce is making booty clap music, but she's married to a successful man. She's not singing about being married to a successful man. She's talking about being a fucking hoe and drinking and shaking it.
Right.
Meanwhile, you're going out doing this shit with these lame ass niggas and
you're
trying to live
pregnant,
that lifestyle, getting pregnant and having kids out of wedlock.
Broke.
Yeah.
You're having broke kids.
And then meanwhile, Beyonce's singing this to you, but her lifestyle does not dictate.
Does not reflect that reality.
Exactly.
Neither does Miley Cyrus.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, she's showing her wrinkled chicken butt cheeks on stage, and she's acting like a hoe, but acting like a hoe for $1 million is not the same as being a stupid little hoe for free in your stupid hometown that no one knows who you are and never will, just because you have a cute face and you suck a cock.
Yeah.
Guess what? You're just going to get pregnant and get an STD. Yeah. Those are your futures.
Yep. One or the other, bitches. Yeah. One or the other. You might get lucky and marry a guy who has money, maybe you'll divorce him in California and take everything. But that's, far in between. So, it's funny we talk about Miley Cyrus.
Yeah.
You know, I have a child that's 13 years old.
True.
It's a girl.
Yep.
And I was telling her the other day, don't get too attached to some of these child stars.
Oh, yeah.
Because the next move for them once they turn 18 will be a life of celebrating and selling sex to everybody.
There you go.
You know,
right on, man.
Miley Cyrus was the one that I saw early and told my daughter, like, oh yeah, she's a cute kid.
Yeah, we saw that coming.
Yeah, we called this years ago. About Miley, once she hits that next step, she's gonna be a fucking whore, and now that's what she's doing.
That's exactly
now.
what she started selling.
So then my daughter, she loves Zendaya. I said, hey, she's getting close to 18. It's only a matter of time.
As soon as they turn 18, Disney or some company sells their asses out.
Yep.
Like pimping at a brothel.
Yep.
It's the same damn thing. Zendaya.
And then look at all the Disney Club, Mickey Mouse Club girls. Your Britney Spears, your Jessica Simpsons, your fucking Christina Aguilera's. By the second album, they already got their tops off and shit.
Yeah, it's crazy how they make that transformation. And if you notice, America, people, wake up. They sell them to you as wholesome, full of fiber and nutrition and all your vitamins and goodness and Christian God-loving. And guess what? That is to hook you and your children on that person. Then they switch them out with a complete opposite character. They have them turn into a whore. Now your child loves a whore. Now that your child's already invested in this role model, they're following the path. Whore time. Your child goes whore also.
Preach.
Welcome to grandkids.
Yep. Welcome. So, all of them do it. Even Rihanna, nice, cute chick. Next thing you know, she's fucking SNMM.
Yeah.
And just, wow.
Talking about glory holes. Sticking your cock through a wall. Sucking a stranger's cock at some S&M club where you get whips and chains. And then she's got Illuminati princess on the background of the videos. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff that you could say about that. I mean, at the very least, she's riding that conspiracy pop mainstream culture thing and trying to make money off of it.
Yep.
But that's still selling out. Either way.
And then
you're either really part of it or you're making money off of the scandals and the conspiracies of it. Still, you're selling out either way.
Yep, you got your Katy Perry's, used to be a gospel singer. Now look at her now.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's amazing.
But Katy Perry luckily hasn't come out with like a sex tape or anything, so that's
wait until she stops selling records.
Maybe.
That's
but she's
usually
she's not young enough. You see, they like to get them young. They've got to be a kid's idol. Then they come out naked.
Yeah.
Then they come out with a sex tape. It's sicker than we think. It's pretty fucked up. So about that, I think Snow the Product would have been a great role model for girls. So hopefully she gets more popular.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of these rappers like her that are not as well known as the crap you hear on the radio. They're the ones we should be listening to.
Exactly.
You know, real rappers, not fake rappers.
Yeah, this is true. Snow, shout out to Snow. She's pretty
Shout out
awesome.
to Snow. You're awesome. Let me be your baby daddy one day. That's all I'm saying.
Just want to hit.
Just want to talk to you in a private room for a while. I got some Quaaludes from my doctor. I want to Cosby you, and I don't mean that in a rape way, because he didn't rape anybody. But I would like to kick it with you and offer you the party drug of choice.
Yeah. So, speaking of music, I just saw some interesting things on Twitter about this Meek Mill.
Speaking of real rappers and fake rappers.
And Meek Mill is saying, oh, Drake, you know, doesn't write his own raps, and da-da-da. You know, because this is the pop culture.
Right.
You gotta remember, in the pop culture, they have writers and this, that, and the other. And the thing with hip hop,
That's how it is.
when it started out, you were writing your own stuff,
Yeah,
showing
hip hop's
that
supposed
you,
to be real.
as an individual, was talented. They've kind of shooed away from that the last 15 years or so.
Yeah.
So Meek Mill goes on to say, yeah, he didn't write his raps, and on this song he featured on my album, this other guy wrote it, da-da-da.
Yeah.
Taking consideration, Meek Mill is making light of this for a couple of reasons. One of them being that his album just dropped.
Yeah.
Publicity.
Publicity. Hello.
So that helps sell records because talent isn't
And then
enough.
he's riding that whole "I'm a real artist" wave.
Yeah. Here's the funny part
As if
about
he doesn't
this.
know about ghostwriting.
Yeah. Here's the funny part. Meanwhile, as he says this shit about Drake, which I still think is an awesome artist,
Yeah.
the guy who signed him, his name is Rick Ross.
Yeah.
If you know anything about Rick Ross, you know he's got to be the fakest rapper in the history. This guy's whole life is ghostwritten.
Yeah.
Literally, his name,
His
is
background story is ghostwritten.
everything. The man used to be a police officer.
Yeah.
He was a correctional officer.
It was on the opposite side.
The
of
opposite side.
hip hop.
He's got a
criminal
beard like the
mind
real
community.
guy. He stole the entire persona from a real person. This
Who
is
was a real drug dealer.
who was a real drug kingpin, a real G.
Yeah, and involved in a big thing.
A big conspiracy.
Yeah, a conspiracy of bringing crack into the black communities in the 80s.
Yep.
Trying to destroy black people.
Yeah, to fund the
The
Contras.
CIA did that.
Yep, to fund the Contras.
Rick Ross was their contact. Not the fake Rick Ross of now.
The
You
real
know,
one.
the skinny black Rick Ross.
Freeway Ricky
Yeah,
Ross.
freeway.
The real
Ricky
man.
Ross.
So, I mean, it's funny you say, oh, real artist. Motherfucker, you're
signed to the
fakest motherfucker out that ever has come out.
Yeah.
He's faker than Vanilla Ice.
Yeah. At least
Faker than Vanilla Ice.
he was a
even.
real white rapper.
Yeah. You know, his name
Stole
just
a
happened to be
beat.
Rip Van Winkle.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, you change your name if it sucked too. I mean, come on.
fuck, man. Just the fakery and the fuckery. But I just found that was very interesting in hip-hop news. Another thing in hip-hop news also, we got Action Bronson, who is beefing with Ghostface Killah.
Oh, yeah.
And if anyone knows Action Bronson, he's also a very good artist. I have nothing
Yeah.
against him. I like both of these
Sure.
artists. But everyone always has said from the beginning that he sounds like Ghostface. His style is like
A lot
Ghostface.
of people sound alike.
Yeah, but these guys sound... If you put these two guys on a track, it would be hard for me to figure out who is who, to be
Wow.
honest.
Yeah. And,
So-
and to be honest, who came out first? You know, obviously one inspired the other.
Ghostface came out probably before Action Bronson was born. Who
Yeah,
knows?
that's what I'm saying.
Um,
So there you go. He probably grew up listening to Ghostface.
And Action Bronson's gone on the record to say, yeah, I love Ghostface, and, you know, he's one of the illest, and da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
Like, he never denied it.
It's like if I came out and had some of my old stuff playing and people were like, wow, you sound a lot like Eminem. And I'd be like, well, yeah, that happens. We're both white. We're white rappers. But, yeah, I've listened to them. You know, so you can't
Influence.
deny the inspiration or the influence.
Yeah,
Obviously, it's going to leak into your stuff if you're listening to that person a
Yeah,
lot.
and for me coming up, I listened to the Neptunes, and I listened to Timberland,
Yeah.
and I listened to Teddy Riley. All these guys, you know, are innovators, and in some of my music, you might hear it, but I'll never say that I was never influenced by these people. I
Yeah.
never deny it, ever. I'm not your DJ Mustards where you completely rape a whole style and then
Yeah.
be like, no, I made that up. No, fuck that, nigga. You stole that fucking sound. Nothing
Yeah.
about your sound is original. Now, everyone else is stealing that sound, and we don't have any 10 summers of fucking DJ Mustard.
Yeah.
You know? But I have my own personal beef with that piece of shit. So,
That's awesome.
fuck that guy. You probably see me on Twitter battling with him. So, fuck him. So, anyway, hip-hop is one of those things where we used to celebrate originality, we used to celebrate the real artistry of the music.
Yeah.
We are kind of at a point where it's kind of coming back, and we still have a lot of the fake ones, but, you know, it is what it is. Enjoy it while you can. We still have our Kendricks and our J. Coles. And...
I was going to say, even when it's Kendrick, okay, it's sad because Kendrick's dope, all right? But he's not dope enough if you look back at some other artists that came before, to be as dope as he would be now if we had just something better. I'm just saying, well, you know, he's dope, but, you know, it's kind of like, man, that's just because everybody sucks so bad right now. That's my feeling.
It could be a part of that, too.
Like, I don't think he would have been that dope in the 90s.
I think he probably would.
You think
but
so?
I think this is the reason why. We live in an ADD era where attention spans are like that. So you remember when albums would come out, and you know they're coming out 2 months from now, and you would anticipate the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
You'd be like, oh, I can't wait for it to come out. You went out to the store, got the CD, unwrapped it, saw the artwork, was like, this shit's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, they're releasing singles every fucking week. They're giving out free mixtapes. There's not really too much anticipation. In this era, even Kendrick Lamar's and your J. Cole's, they still have anticipation, which is awesome. I still think those type of artists would have been cool in the 90s. Because I get that 90s vibe. Like, for instance, when Kendrick's last album came out, I knew it was coming out. When I got the CD, I made sure that everybody in my house went to sleep. I locked myself in my man cave. I had my drink. I had my TV on mute. And I sat back with my headphones on and listened to it from beginning to end. Wow. I haven't felt that way in years for an artist. But, you know,
you bought the physical disc?
I digital download.
Oh, okay, digital download. Yeah,
okay.
I was gonna say, like, that's like almost hearing about a record at this point.
I actually bought it. I bought it on purpose because there's certain artists that I do really appreciate. There's some artists that I really don't give a fuck for, and I need a song for a DJ set. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But
no, that's a good point. Hold on, I want to touch on that. Like, I don't believe that people should go to jail for sharing music and copying and sharing music. That's fine. Even as an artist, I think that's fine. But if you're a DJ, you do any kind of business where you're making money off of artists, buy the music. Buy the music. That's the least you can do.
See, I feel the complete opposite.
Really?
Actually, I feel that DJs should get the. Well, they've always gotten the music for free. For instance, Davey D, Sacramento, gave me a pile of records because there were records that were sent to him as promo to play for the artist. To promote.
Well, that's because he was on the radio. Yeah, radio DJs should get stuff free.
DJs in general are still promoting their music.
Yeah.
They're making money off of physically mixing and doing that, yes. But they are promoting the music.
They're part of the promotion.
The consumer
I get what you're saying.
Is not promoting the music. They're listening to the music. They're not promoting anything.
Debatable, too, because then they're driving down the street bumping your stuff. So, that's promotion.
I guess, but... we're mostly listening to music on MP3 players.
Music, music just is one of those things that we're just gonna have to accept is like a commercial.
And why are these motherfuckers getting paid?
The product can't be the music anymore.
Unfortunately. But why are we as artists being paid millions of dollars for a talent that pretty much anybody can fucking do anyways?
What's that?
Rap, sing, whatever, make beats. Anyone can do this shit. There are a lot of people that are...
Well, not
really
anyone
talented.
can do that shit. I would say the opposite is true, and that's why they get paid so much. Just like sports. Not anyone can go play football.
There are a lot of talented people who are not getting paid.
Well, what do you mean?
There are a lot of talented people that we don't even know about that are not making
of course.
dollars.
That's just how hard it is to secure one of those top positions. See, it's all about companies. You know, you can be the best artist in California, and then somebody else is the best artist in Texas, and then somebody else is the best artist in Seattle, okay? And then out of you three, one of you is the best artist out of you three. And all this can go on and blah, blah, blah. Yes, there's a best of someone everywhere that's so talented. But, hold on. There's only a handful of companies that have the money and power to distribute that stuff.
See?
And there's a handful of companies that own all the radio stations, like Clear Channel. Everywhere, in every city, and they all play the same shit. The money has to be in it to play that artist. There are companies that want mascots and lap dogs to be artists. It's not about real artists getting discovered and making it. No, it's about real companies with real money, real big, everywhere, paying for mascots, puppets, to go out and sell their products.
There you go.
Whatever their product is, whether it's some type of social change, whether it's concert tickets, or whether it's some type of feminism or sluttery. You know, whatever they want to sell you on, they're going to put out there.
Exactly.
I thought it was funny when rappers started talking about coke again. You know, growing up, you were not cool if you did cocaine. That was not a cool drug to do growing up. You would have been looked at like a crackhead.
Yeah.
You know, it was cool to smoke weed, and that was about it.
Yep.
It wasn't cool to do acid. It wasn't cool to do mushrooms. That was some white people shit, you know? None of that shit was cool.
Now it's coming back into fruition.
Now all of that shit
You know what
cool.
I think? This is what my personal opinion. This is what I think when I see with fashion, especially hip hop music, that they recycle certain things in a certain amount of time. You've got in the '90s, then they were trying to go retro.
Yeah.
You go into 2000s. Now they're trying to go in the early '90s.
Yeah.
Now we're in the 2015s. They're still trying to do some retro '90s stuff.
Yeah.
Still, it's like recycling brands and then going back and using '80s type of stuff.
It's true, and it's funny that we keep progressing further, but we have to keep going back to the '80s. We have to keep going back to the '90s. Why? Because those are the last creative generations. Those are the last eras that were solely actually producing something original. You know,
Your
the
R&Bs.
'90s and the '80s, dude. That was it. Nothing really original has come out of it that didn't call back to one of those eras.
Exactly.
And I don't know why that is. I think, you know, we need a different type of social mental revolution or something. I think technology and maybe TV and just, you know, people's brains just are not having to fight for creativity the way they used to. You're not locked in a room with a pencil and a paper and four walls anymore. You got a PlayStation, you got a tablet, you got a phone, you got TV, you got all this crap in your brain. And people are just, you know, we had a period of artists just sampling shit. Sampling shit. That became so unoriginal that if you grew up during the sampling era, you're not going to be as creative as anyone else. You're not going to be as creative as the 80s. Think about this. I would say, this is just my opinion, the most creative era was the fucking 80s, man. The 80s. Now think about when those artists in the 80s were born and raised. What generation did they grow up in? Because that's what influenced them. That's why we're so fucked now, because they grew up during a time when shit was just being sampled and the world was kind of fucked up, you know? Not that it's not fucked up in some way every, you know, decade, but think about it. The 80s people were growing up in the 60s. So they were born in the 60s and even, you know, some of them in the 50s. Some of those artists that were making it big in the 80s. So they grew up in the 60s and the 70s. That was a great time. And their parents were disco and partying, and there was peace, love, and hippie stuff, and open-mindedness, and things were coming out, you know?
And then in the 80s, they introduced more synthesizer things.
Yeah, that was the beginning of the whole electronic.
Recording apparatuses and all that. So the creativity kind of peaked in the 80s and slowly started going downhill in the 90s. And when we hit the 2000s, everything was fake as fuck. By 2005... it was over with.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to that sound. Like, normally you see, like, an evolution of music, you know, progress to the next thing. And all of a sudden, in the 80s, they just had all this electronic toys that they could produce sounds that you never heard before. So there was no progression from the 70s to the 80s, you know what I mean, as far as those sounds. Because they didn't have those sounds before. So all of a sudden, the 80s was so original because everyone's experimenting with the new stuff. Well, guess what? All those experiments stopped. For some reason... the experimenting just stopped in the 90s. They're just like, new decade, all right, we're just going to go back to doing normal sounding stuff now, using the new equipment to simplify everything. Yeah, they started simplifying then. By the 2000s, you guys are fucked.
It was a wrap after that.
It was so simple after that. And then they were just doing stupid stuff to the music and acting like it's the new thing. Hey, watch this. I'm going to slow it down real quick. All of a sudden, that's a thing. And you get credit for that. DJ Screw.
And it doesn't even need to be...
oh, you're going to chop it? Chop, 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 chop.
And at this point, in order to be different, you actually have to dumb down at some point and do some really obscure, retarded
it's just
shit.
getting dumber
It's like,
instead of more
I've never heard
creative.
that shit before. It's like, wow, okay.
Yeah, it's like, you know, I would say up to the 90s, people had to do more creative things. Maybe even stopped in the 90s. Up to the 80s, you had to do more creative things and creative things to get attention. More smarter things, creative things. meaningful things to get attention.
Nowadays
It's just what's the next dumb shit thing? What's the next shocking thing we can do?
It's like, oh, this new artist, she's cute. She can't sing, but she's cute. And she can twerk.
And she can show her ass.
She got some big ass titties.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. This the new hot shit.
And she's going to sing about butts.
Yep, butts and fucking guys for money. You know, and you got other rappers coming up wearing multicolor saying how they used to sell crack when they never did. And, it's just...
To me, the end of the music world happened when Nicki Minaj's Ass came out. I didn't think that was real. I had not listened to the radio in like 6 months at that time. And I was, you know, in my own little world. I was writing and stuff. So I was gracefully tuned out of this mess of a world you have, right? And then when I plug back in, and I hear ass. I'm like, what?
And that was a sample.
What's going on? This can't be a real song. You can't make a song with the word ass repeated repeatedly just throughout the hook. The Daisy Dukes didn't do that. Whoop, There It Is didn't do that. Say it in an original way. 69 Boys, Tootsie Roll didn't do that.
They actually did a study. I saw this a couple of months ago online where they said that the average hip hop and pop lyrics are actually at a 4th grade level.
It is true. You don't even have to say I believe it. You hear it. Listen to it. That's 4th grader will babble.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy though? One thing I'll say about our generation versus the next generation.
Yeah.
At least for us, we'll be able to still listen to some of the same shit we're listening to as kids and appreciate it.
Yeah.
For these kids now, 10 years from now, they're not going to be like, remember that fucking Nicki Minaj song?
Yeah, they
and
don't
how
have,
it brought that feeling?
They don't have anything to reminisce about. Yeah. They're not going to have nostalgia.
Nope.
You know? Maybe they'll have a moment when they're like, but they're not going to look fondly back on, you know, ass.
If they do, they have serious issues.
I could fuck a person up.
Fuck
you know?
that.
I look back on songs like, take these broken wings and learn to fly again. You know, that's something you want to look back on.
Exactly.
Even the hip hop of back in the day is you can look on fondly. Anyways, enough about that. We really went off on the whole music thing. But I'm tired of that shit. It's a bunch of fake shit.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. You know, it is what it is. What else do we have to talk about? I think that pretty much
covered everything. That was everything on the list.
Yeah, Octomom getting fucked, Cosby, supposed rape, all that bullshit.
All that bullshit, yeah.
You know, but it is what it is. We live in a fucked up world. Just create your own. That's what I always say.
Hey, that's a good idea.
And
Get back to being creative.
And one thing that I want to leave you guys with is that me and Shnaste have known each other going on 15 years now. And when we first started doing music together, we didn't have all the technology to really do what we needed to do. But because of that, it forced us to actually be very creative.
Yeah.
I almost want to say we were more creative in the early days of the music we were making than now that we're spoiled with all this technology. Like right now, we're sitting in a full-on studio.
Yeah.
We didn't have this in the beginning.
Yeah.
We had a DjTmoS keyboard and an 8-track.
Tape to tape.
Tape to tape.
Not 8-track, just cassette.
Then we got the 8-track later, which was on zip drive. That was the digital.
He doesn't mean 8-track as in.
No. 8-track recorder.
Yeah, an 8.
And with this Pacific keyboard I had, I actually had to step program the entire beat out.
Yeah, without even hearing it.
Without even hearing it. I had to actually know what notes hit. And only because I was in marching band, I knew how to read music. That was the only reason why I was able to do that. But I had to do that because we didn't have quantize.
Yeah.
You know, otherwise I had to play it live.
And then, when we would do takes and I would have to do the lyrics, if I fucked up once, we have to rewind the fucking cassettes and go back and do it all over again. No stopping, no punching in. We're recording on cassette tapes in the living room.
And then overdubbing on the next tape.
Yeah, and overdubbing on the next tape.
Yeah, and if if we would fuck up, the tape would actually degrade in quality the more that you would record over it.
Oh man, I gotta find those tapes.
So
this is good stuff.
You know, so just leave with you guys with that. We're not just saying some shit just to say it. When we talk about being creative, we were actually at that point.
Yeah, we've been creative. We are creative.
Yeah, we are creative. We've been creative. We know what it takes to actually be creative and try to innovate something.
Yeah.
So with
props to all the creative artists out there.
Yeah, everybody that's trying new ways to do things
Yeah.
and trying to, you know, not follow the auto-tune.
And let me tell you what's not creative. Saying I'm different on a song does not make you different. Okay? That makes you the same. I'm sorry. That's so stupid. You can't make a song where you're like, I'm creative. I'm creative. That's not creative. Okay? Sorry.
Do something different.
2 Chainz.
That's all I'm saying. Just do something different and
Actually
try
different. Don't just say it.
It doesn't matter if it's better than everybody's. Just make sure you're different, because you're going to stand out eventually, and you know things will happen for you.
Yeah.
You know. But anyways, that was basically our show today. One-on-one with DjTmoS and special guest Shnaste, regular guest on the show.
Follow me at Shnaste Dog on Twitter.
And at TMOS Beats on Twitter, and at Walk the Talk for the Walkalanius and DjTmoS show. As you can see on the screen, all the links are located below, right there. Add, subscribe, and just to remind you, the Walkalanius and DjTmoS show will be returning soon. Walkalanius is out on an adventure of sorts I can't talk about, but he will be back. Peace.